ThaBoxingvoice.com, live here with Robert Mendez. I'm super excited that you speak English. So that means you're going to be teaching. How do you pronounce his name in English? Is it Robeisy?
Robeisy.
Robeisy. Are you going to be teaching him some English? He says he's picking up things here and there.
Oh yeah. He's becoming a bit fluent. You know, he knows all the keywords right now.
Okay.
You know, we'll get him a little more fluent as time goes on.
So tell us, how did you land this assignment? I mean, I've been doing this. I've never heard of this. So now everybody's going to have to look into you and who are you and how'd you get this prodigy in the making?
Well, the people who sponsored him when he defected, they happen to be neighbors, and they brought in several baseball players from Cuba, and this is the first boxer they brought in. So they're right here in St. Petersburg, and this is the gym in St. Petersburg. So it's
yeah, but you're the trainer.
Yeah, well, I'm affiliated with Dan. I'm one of the owners over here at St. Pete Boxing with Dan Birmingham and Keith one-time Thurman. So we're all in this together.
Oh, so it's a group effort. I thought you were the head trainer.
Well, I am the head trainer. Okay. I am the head trainer, but I'm also, Dan is my mentor.
Okay.
For the last 10 years, I've been here involved with this. Okay, see you. Sorry, I'm distracted. I've been affiliated with St. Pete Boxing, developing the amateurs over here, and also taking on some professional assignments with Edna Cherry. I've worked one of his fights before. I've worked with Lenroy Thomas, the heavyweight, and I've worked with various other, club fighters that we have here in the gym.
Nice. So this is your opportunity to get your name out there as well. Your first world-class fighter. What do you see for his future?
I see a bright future. The kid is definitely the most talented individual I've ever worked with. I mean, he's got a lot of experience. I mean, two-time gold medalist. That says a lot in any sport, and the guy is he's a gem, really he is. But he has to adapt to the pro style. He has to adapt to the American international way of fighting. And I think it's going to be an easy transition for him. He's able and willing to make it, and you'll see him move a lot quicker than most amateurs. He's probably not as quick as Lomachenko, but perhaps as quick as Stevenson.
Shakur Stevenson,
yeah.
That is quick.
They're moving him pretty quick. I mean, the kid's coming along beautifully. He's a different fighter than he was in 2016, obviously.
Yes.
He's taken real good to the amateur game, to the professional game, and that's a fight in the making. Obviously a lot of people are interested in that fight, but that's down the road.
Yeah, Ramirez was telling me that, as soon as Shakur heard he signed with Top Rank, he's already been saying things about that fight, but that, he's not interested in that fight at the moment. He kind of wants to come into his own in the professional rankings before that. What's your thoughts on that? How soon should that fight take place?
Truthfully, from my perspective, and seeing how fast they moved Shakur in the last 2 years, I'm saying he needs 2 years to be there, He really does. I mean, we need to get him at least 15 fights, at the very least, before we can make that fight happen. I mean, you gotta let that fight marinate, because there'll be more interest as the time goes on. They're both very young. Shakur's a very young individual. In fact, he's younger than Robeisy. And so time is on their side. Why rush it? Let the interest build up, and let the purses get bigger, At the end of the day, these guys are doing this for money.
So for opponent selection for his August 10th fight, did you, sit down with the entire team, or was it just you and the fighter? Or was it you, the fighter, Dan, and whoever else in deciding ultimately who was going to be his first opponent? Or did you just receive those from Top Rank?
Well, Top Rank gave us an opponent. I looked him over. I spoke to Dan, obviously, like I said, Dan's my mentor, and I asked Dan what he thought, and Dan gave me his point of view. And Robeisy looked at him, he said, if that's the one they gave us, let's get him. He didn't say, hey, no, let's look for someone else. That's what they put in front of him. That's what he fights. And the amateurs is that way. The amateur, you don't get to pick your opponent.
Yeah.
You fight who they put in front of you. And so he's used to this.
I'm just glad to hear that, you continue to refer back to Dan. He's been on this level. He's a world-class trainer, so using him as what he's been doing for you as a mentor in the moment shows that, you want growth for yourself and your fighter. So what could you tell us about his style? He said, look, I'm not like the rest of these Cubans, no offense to them, but I'm a bit more aggressive. And if you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. How would you characterize his style?
His style, really going to the Cuban style, he does have a solid inside game. He gives you a lot of movement on the inside. He's hard to hit, and he knows how to unleash his punches. He's got great punch placement. He looks for vital organs to attack, and the guy really he's a phenom in many ways, you know. All I can say is that he is going to be a very entertaining fighter. He can give you an outside boxing game, and he can give you the inside game too. So with him, you're going to get the full package.
How was it watching him work with Keith? I mean, at this level, he hasn't even had a pro fight yet. So to be in there with a world-class champion in the welterweight division, were the levels evident, or did he fit right in with Keith?
Well, Keith used him as the last in his lineup. You know, Keith, after 9 rounds perhaps, or even 6 rounds, he would have Robeisy come in. Actually, 8 rounds. Robeisy did the last 4 with him the first time around. So he held his own. But obviously they're not looking they're looking to work and get each other sharper. It's not like who's gonna beat who. It wasn't nowhere near anything like that. It was just good work, and both of them are on their toes. Keith is just looking to work on defense and just to see that left hand, to study that left hand. He's got a good long left hand. He can be on the outside and you think he's nowhere near you, but that left hand can reach you from the outside.
Are you at all disappointed that, well, not disappointed, obviously we all should be feeling ecstatic and counting our blessings for Edna Cherry, being able to survive such a tragic issue and now having a heart defibrillator, but had he been healthy, that is a great test for you to just know where Robeisy is in terms of punch. What's the right word I'm looking for?
Pressure, good pressure fighter.
Good pressure fighter, and just being able to, you'll know if he could take a punch if he's in there. I mean, in his division rather.
He sparred Cherry.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Before Cherry got sick.
Okay.
He was getting ready for the Panamanian.
Yes, the one that Davis is fighting.
Yeah, exactly. He was getting ready for his name. What was his last name? Nunez was his
yes,
name? Nunez. Yeah, he was getting ready for Nunez, and I was using Robeisy early in the camp to get ready for that fight. So him and Edna went at it.
Oh, so he already felt those cherry bombs.
Oh yeah.
So he stood up to him
from
well?
the moment he came in the gym, we didn't hold back. We put him in there with all the guys and some.
Okay. And your thoughts? Solid chin?
Solid chin. When he does get hit, he's looking for retribution.
He said that. He
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah,
Does he get crazy?
No, he's actually very controlled. It brings out the best in him sometimes. You know, I mean, it's amazing, but it's kind of like a wake-up call for him. He gets tagged, and all of a sudden he gets sharper. He gets like an animal that's on the hunt.
So I gotta ask: are you at all, I don't know, happy, pinching yourself? I mean, because for me, like, this is a big guy, a big name in the division. He signed with a big promoter that you know is gonna make his name big. 2 years from now, he'll be very popular because he's with the right promoter. Not to say that no other promoter can do it, but Top Rank knows how to build talent, especially develop prospects. And he could have went a lot of different places. Even being here in Florida, there's tons of options in Miami that he maybe would have felt more comfortable because he's Cuban. But you landed that assignment. Feeling special, feeling happy, feeling blessed. What went through your mind when you knew you were going to be able to train Ramirez?
I definitely feel blessed. I mean, to have such a talented guy come in our gym. I mean, our gym is definitely one of the most highly ranked gyms in the country. This gym has produced 3 world champions, and we're on our way to producing our 4th world champion. I mean, it was a blessing. It was answered prayers in a way, you know. I mean, I've obsessed over boxing for decades, you know, from New York. I was in Tyson's gym when Tyson was 16 years old in July 1982. So my friend Vincent McCall used to spar Tyson. So I've got a long connection with boxing. It went, you know, for a while there, I got out of it, had to build a business, raise a family, and now I'm back, you know, and I feel like in the best gym that the sport has to offer over here in Central Florida.
So right now, is this your full-time gig with him, or do you go day job and then you guys find the scheduled times?
No, we have times. I have a strength and conditioning coach, Nick Martinez. He's a PhD at USF, and he's handling all the strength and conditioning. I'm handling the boxing, and his manager's handling all the business aspects. So we got a solid team. You know, the kid is in good hands. The kid is getting the best work, the best sparring, and you know, I expect nothing but great things from him. And I do feel blessed that at least for this debut, I will be in his corner.
And are you Cuban yourself?
My family is Cuban. My heritage, yes, Cuban.
So you like me, you were born here, but your parents are Cuban, huh?
Yes.
I'm Dominican by blood, born here, but my parents are
I was born in Washington Heights.
Okay. Little DR.
That's right, Little Santo Domingo.
So you're versatile, man. You're up east and down south.
Yes.
Okay.
Edna, all right, man.
So,
give me a hug, baby.
I love you.
All right, bro.
Cherry bomb, take it easy.
Take care.
Last thing is, what's the one thing you think the world needs to know about him?
I think the world needs to know that there is a phenomenal Cuban fighter who has a story of his own of being the best in his division, two-time bantamweight, featherweight division. Has done amazing things in the sport of boxing, and I think the world is just now going to catch up with his talents.
All right, well, thank you so much. You don't have any social media, right?
I don't.
All right. Thank you so much.
Feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, from title, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.